Bowls Australia acknowledges the traditional owners and custodians of the land in which this stream is produced. We pay our respects to all First Nations people and acknowledge elders past and present.
Round of 16 action continues at Club Tweed here for the Australian Indoor Championships of 2024. We've got Stephen Pell up against Josh Ingram, both New South Wales, both with great stories to tell. Stephen Pell overcame Ray Pearce yesterday in a brilliant contest, and Josh Ingram hasn't been bowling for all that long. We'll touch on that a little bit more. Val Febo, my name, and with me, Barry Lester once again. Baz, welcome. This is going to be a brilliant contest.
Yeah, looking forward to this game in terms of someone new to the game, someone experienced, beating a quality opponent yesterday in Ray Pearce. So both players coming off really good victories, and they've gone from one end of the green to the other, so fresh start. Every rink's a little bit different here at Club Tweed, so it has its own little idiosyncrasies, each rink, so it's who can jump on first and who can settle in first too. So just feeling right at home in terms of the rink and how it's playing and making the most of every opportunity. So, yeah, looking forward to this. Both players surely need to be super, super positive and confident off the back of their performances yesterday.
Yeah, and speaking with Josh Ingram before, great fella, and he's only been bowling, Baz, for 12 months, and he's bowling for a spot in the quarterfinals of the Australian Indoor Championships. He's from Austral, but went down to Merimbula for the qualifying stages. He said that it was just, he thought Sydney might be a little bit difficult to get through, and said that Corey Wedlock had to play 7 matches to get through. He didn't have to play as many, but he still finds himself in the same event and the same round, which is quite remarkable, the fact that he's been bowling for 12 months.
Yeah, well, two things with that. One, it's a decent road trip from Sydney down to Merimbula. You're probably looking at 4 or 5 hours.
Yep.
And but once you get there, the home of the great legend Michael Wilkes.
Yep.
Club Sapphire, what a club that is. The Merimbula Dolphins, beautiful club. So shout out to them and everything they do in the sport of bowls. But yeah, to go all that way down there to qualify, it's dedication.
And he said that he's living and breathing the sport at the moment. A full former pro golfer.
Well, there you go. I was going to try and snuffle out some kind of reason why you can just take up the sport and be so good so early. Well, when you're a quality, would you say former pro golfer?
Yep.
Well, when you're playing golf at pro level and you pick up a bowl or vice versa, the hand-eye coordination, the dexterity is so important. And as we speak about Josh being good at golf and to transition into bowls, it's not easy, but if you've already got good hand-eye coordination, it's a bit of a head start on the rest.
Yeah, it is. And I said that to him. I'm like, well, the hand-eye coordination was already there. And he just said, well, yeah, it's, I was looking for something to transition to, and my mate suggested bowls, and I haven't looked back ever since. And he said that, I'm just taking every day as it comes with this sport, and I could be at work today.
Yeah, that's right. But he's here. He's playing in one of the most prestigious events in Australia. Technique's nice and sound. Nice follow through there. Gets the bowl away out in front.
Took down Daniel Hill yesterday. Stephen Pell took down the defending champion in Ray Pearce.
I think that Joshua Ingram is wearing a Jack Attack hat. I have to have a better look at that. I can't quite pick the hat, but it does look familiar. So, yeah, Merimbula, 5.5 hours from Sydney. Beautiful part of the world. And why not go down there and try and qualify for the indoor first-class facilities, double roof, and great place to visit, great part of the world. So, go down there, enjoy your bowls, come away with a win and a qualifying spot for the indoor. Sounds like a good weekend, doesn't it?
And last year, Reece Finn Young from Merimbula made the final.
So just assessing the situation here. Don't know what he's sort of doing with his legs there, but I saw a little bit of Josh yesterday spending a fair bit of time around the head. So that's just, as a new bowler, I like seeing him visit the head. A lot of movement, a lot of time spent at the head. Be interesting to see. So we see this here. Josh is actually quite lucky. There is no time limit. I did see him spend a lot of time at the head yesterday. I do coach it. I do recommend it, but there is a bit of a need to be a little bit conscious of how long too, though.
So there's a battle of the Chloes next door. We know a Chloe will get through to the quarterfinals. Stewart and Morrison. Jackaroo v emerging Jackaroo. I asked Chloe Stewart why she had the spalms on inside last night. I know she works for them and she does a great job, but she said they were her thermal ones, so
yeah,
that's why.
Yeah, I have them as well. I've got the compression ones as well. I love the compression ones.
So the thermal ones are obviously, do they just keep you a little bit warmer?
Yep, and I love the compression ones. Just keep everything tight. You can wear them to the gym, wear them out doing exercise.
You know, I may actually need to get some of those thermal ones to go for walks in Melbourne during winter because it is bloody cold.
So umpire already first end. So we're in for a long match.
Yep.
We've got umpires. We've got long visits at the head.
But we started early.
Mr. Holsky was quick. I think he's hungry to get things proceeding. But quality games happening right across the rinks here. Sean Maudsley taking on Corey Wedlock. It's a cracking match, that one, on rink 3. Ben Twist. He's taking on Bobby Watt from Victoria. Bobby's been around. I reckon Bobby's cracked a few state titles in his day, or at least quite a large number of decent-sized titles down there in Vic, so he'll be testing Benny Twist. And Colleen Orr, well, I saw it firsthand in 2017, Australian Champions winner on her home green up there in Darwin. And very impressive performance by young Aaron Swatridge coming up against a quality and experienced opponent, Paula Wood. We spoke about that one, didn't we, Val? Her son, Tony. I wonder if that's ever happened to mother-daughter, mother-son, father-daughter, anything like that. Some kind of relative situation winning the indoor.
I'm not sure. Be unbelievable if it did happen. I don't think it has happened as of yet. But Josh Ingram, he's on the board already. He leads 1-0.
Now, that would be a stat, wouldn't it? Family members. I wonder if anyone's ever gone close before. I think of the Millericks. We got the Nelson brothers out there. Family members, father sons, mother daughters.
Maybe husband, wife. I don't know how close Wayne Turley got. Claire
right.
Duke or Claire Turley won it.
Yeah, Claire was one of the first winners, wasn't she?
Second overall.
Yep. So long end, almost ditch to ditch here. Stephen Pell. Nice open up. Just falling 2 foot short, 18 inches. It's enough for shot. 18 inches from our marker. So Joshua Ingram from New South Wales on his backhand. Needs to clear the front. He's done well. That'll do. So that's shot. 6 inches away.
Both of these two from New South Wales, and very tough state to get through. There's the most spots on offer for New South Wales, more so than any other, but Victoria right up there as well. A lot of members in Victoria love getting up to this event. Seen them from a fair few clubs down there. Last year we had Darren Gordon from Dunkeld get through to the final. Had that semi-final against a man that they call Brown Dog. Very close.
Peter Brown, he was the one that messaged me before.
Yep, that was him. Was rolling around at the AO this year, calling himself the Brown Dog. So,
sorry, Greg Brown.
You get some great characters in this sport. And he's going to get a hold of the gumption.
Stephen Pell on the forehand here. Needs to find 18 inches on his first delivery. Gets the ball away very well to Stephen Pell. Nice compact delivery. Doesn't draw it. Needs to get something back. He's done well here. So both players visiting the head. It's going to be a different speed game to what we saw Kate Matthews and Louise Cronin.
For sure. For sure.
So as we're seeing some games next door, already into their third end. One game over there, already on their fourth end. And we're coming to the latter stages of the second end. So Joshua Ingram. Backhand here. It's on its way. A little bit of heat on this one. Needs to sit on something. He's managed to sit on his back bowl. So it looks to be probably just the one, maybe two here. Stephen Pell, though, he doesn't need to change much. Only looking at a minor correction from his first couple of deliveries. It's a long end, as I mentioned earlier. Almost ditch to ditch. Not an easy shot, this. But can he draw his way out of trouble?
See what he can conjure up. Josh Ingram has enjoyed a great start. He's well pointed here, Stephen Pell, but he needs it to get back. And they are holding out there. Good effort. But Josh Ingram will again forge on and take a 2-0 advantage into the third end. Two singles. Very, very impressive player of this sport, Josh Ingram, just from the two ends that we've seen him properly Barry Lester. He looked like he played well yesterday, but we didn't get a chance to catch all of his bowls. But this is really impressive what he's been able to put together. He had a really comprehensive win yesterday. Very enjoyable to see him flourish and to get to know someone that's just enjoying this sport and has been bowling it for not a very long time.
Yeah, very deliberate in everything he does. You can see he's definitely taking everything he's learnt in golf, probably the most deliberate sport in the world. Quite often at my coaching clinics and anyone I'm working with, I do refer to golf a lot in terms of setting up and the biomechanics side of things. And you can see that Josh is trying to convert his experience from golf, routine and all that, and bring it into bowls. See Stephen Pell, I'm not quite sure what bowls he's using. I haven't quite made out what he's using, but they look to be on the tighter side of trajectory. Not getting much turn out of these bowls at all. You can see him looking for a bit of turn on the previous end. can work in your favour and then can work against you also, especially if you're chasing a lot, looking to draw around things, and the narrow bias bowls can be quite difficult to use, but get to know a set, get comfortable with them, and try and work with them as we hear the rain bucket down again. About the same time yesterday. We saw Jeremy Henry using the wide bias bowls yesterday. So Stephen Pell out on this forehand again. Not quite got the weight this time.
So Bob Watt from Craigieburn, north of Melbourne, leads Ben Twist of St John's Park and the right at home Jackaroos 3-1. Corey Wedlock against Sean Maudsley. Corey at 3-all had a slow start last night against Paul Totterdell. Went down 5-0, but then won 21 of the next 22 shots. Quite remarkable.
Yeah, so both players not quite finding it just yet. Josh's last one about 18 inches away. Decent reply after his first two. Not sure we've seen the end winner yet, though. Stephen Pell is out on a good area here.
Very good area. What's he got? Has he found the gap or has he found the bowl?
Yeah, he's gripped on the shot bowl. Has he stayed for shot?
I reckon he has, Baz. Nope, still one to Josh Ingram. Where does Josh Ingram put this? He's analysing.
Yeah, taking his time. I like the speed on the game here for Josh, being a new bowler. Just assessing every situation. Well, Corey Wedlock's played probably nearly the shot of the day so far. A couple of rings over. Quality games going on. He needs a little work off the front. Does Joshua Ingram? He has.
That'll sit for two.
Yeah, he could have put that in a better position in the end. Little edge off the front.
But if Stephen Pell plays a similar bowl to his last, he can knock that bowl of Josh Ingram's up to the jack and spray it. He could make a couple, so maybe it'd be arriving weight on the same hand.
Yeah, well, if he's slightly high, he takes out the second shot bowl. I think it'll be forehand with weight. Even if he kicks that shot bowl onto the jack, springs it out the side where he's got two waiting. So it's forehand. Looks to be solid weight here. And he's close here. Needs to clear the front.
Far away.
Shot ball through Jack. He's played it perfect. Well, he's played it perfect if that back bowl goes in the ditch.
No,
but not
it
quite.
hasn't. You're kidding me. He played it so well.
Yeah, well, if that back bowl goes off the green,
and he's made three.
He would have made three.
But, alas, he's down by three.
So he's looking for bowl through Jack. In the end, he probably got too much of the bowl.
Yep. I was thinking maybe more arriving weight just to spill that Jack out a little bit and make a couple. Almost got the result, but could have been 3 up. He's now 3-0 down, is Stephen Pell. Josh Ingram playing a really good match so far. 3-0 after 3 ends. Just singles scored so far. Aaron Swatridge, the woman who knocked out Samantha Atkinson yesterday. She's taking on Paula Wood, and she leads 6-3 in their match. Colleen Orr as well. She's out on the rink at the moment, up against Nicole Went of Aberfeldy in Victoria.
Nice start. 2 feet short, right on line. Stephen Pell on the forehand. Just going through about a yard there, 4 feet. Nice line as well.
Good afternoon, or good morning, sorry, to everyone wherever you're watching from around the world. From a very rainy Tweed Heads at the moment, New South Wales and Queensland border. Great to be here with you for Ringside Live. Val Febo and Barry Lester in commentary for this clash between Stephen Pell and Josh Ingram. Josh Ingram has been bowling for 12 months, but it looks like he's been bowling for 12 years, the way that he's playing. Said that he's been going to practice 4 to 5 times a week on the indoor greens at his area just to try and prepare for this event. And it's working a treat, and this is showing the utmost dedication to the sport. And he's saying that, he said that he lives and breathes it. Transition.
Yeah, well, if you can get the time in, Val, no doubt, it definitely does breed success. Your good training habits, and there's a big difference between rolling up and training. You want to improve your game and improve your shot play and your performances. Yeah, you got to get out and do your training. Train all the things you're expected to play come game day. Definitely does help your confidence levels too. Just sliding by there. So nice line, all 3 bowls. Stephen Pell, well, it's probably a case 3 down after 3 ends. And with Josh forcing a bit of front end pressure, maybe it's a case of just, yeah, here we go. Starting fresh on a new hand. Bit of indecision here. We may see some form of weight again here. Look to trail the jack out of there or sit the shot bowl. Definitely on a tighter line. Trying to have a little niggle at this. Can he sit the shot bowl without the jack? Not quite. Giving himself a bit more room there. That has Stephen Pell. Josh Ingram, well, he just needs to go back and play the same bowl as his last. Try and shut this head down. We'll be backhand. So we would have played 4 bowls now on the backhand. It's what you want. You want to be able to just muscle memory. Not much change to the biomechanics of it all. Being able to play 4 bowls the same. Same feel, same look. Same delivery. Out on the backhand again. Can he close this down? Take the shot away from Stephen Pell. Looks pretty good.
Not far away at all. Josh Ingram.
Should be enough to count.
He is playing unbelievably well this morning.
He's had a free run on this inside of the rink. We've seen Stephen Pell give him giving Josh just free run on that hand so far. I'll be surprised if he does win this end, he doesn't try and change the length or at least get on Josh's hand. Decisions here. I thought he may have played backhand with the previous delivery. I think this is a forehand shot, but he's playing backhand. I like forehand down for the split, but I think it must be a dead draw then backhand. I'm not quite sure. Oh no, he's playing some form of weight here. He has to negotiate the front one on his backhand where it's open on the forehand. Well, I don't think that's the right selection there for Stephen. So that's what pressure can do.
So this could be a couple for Josh Ingram.
Yeah, you can see forehand down there, get to the split, get the jack. Elected to play weight backhand, which brings the front one into it, missing narrow. So that front end pressure that Joshua is creating, just causing Stephen to play a bit of everything at the moment.
So 5-0 is the score. That's after 4 ends. First multiple scored. And now he's in really good territory.
So jack length, Matt right on the tee. So jack length would be 32 metres, long length. Forehand, he's turned his back on it. Looks pretty good, if anything, slightly heavy.
But it's in a good home. He's really nailing his line with that first bowl, isn't he?
Sure is. And that's so important early in the game. You want to get both, but if you can get one, e.g. line or length, hopefully they both come together as quick as possible. So Joshua Ingram needs to take off 1 yard of weight. Just put it out on the same line. Not quite there. So it's the first time we've really seen him not quite on his game here, Joshua Ingram. Just let Stephen Pell in here, and Stephen's got to make the most of this, especially being 5-0 down. He's pretty close here. He's played it well, Stephen Pell. So 2 goodies. Little touch of the jack.
So he just needs to get himself on the board here, Stephen Pell. Really important for him to get a foothold in this match, because at the moment, Josh Ingram is dictating everything. Yes, he's won the first 4 ends, but he's only 5-0 ahead. And that's what Stephen needs to be telling himself.
The thing about Joshua here, he's played 2 really good lines, so it's...
And again, the line's okay. Just misjudging the weight.
So it's not quite panic stations. It's just a matter of just sending it out on that same line, feeling the weight. But the thing is here, in his infancy into the game, it's about being able to own the moment. So and not let any negative thoughts creep in or distract yourself with some other thoughts, such as potentially dropping a number or am I going to blow a good lead here and all that. So a lot of nervous energy you can see from Josh, and you can't blame him. He's only new to the game, but very fidgety, moving around behind the rink. He's excited, he's nervy. It's to be expected in a big event.
This is good from Stephen. Just got to be in the area. And a nice little clap there from Josh Ingram as well. Being played in a good spirit. They're both really jovial in their pre-match. They were really getting to know each other before the contest, and it was great to see. Like, they were having a full-on chat about their careers, and
Yeah, as I mentioned yesterday, Val, you'll see some players come out of nowhere in this event, and that's the beauty of it. Come out of country qualifying somewhere, and when they get deep into the event, you can really try and make a name for themselves and grow a lot of confidence out of these results. And why not sort of have fun with it? Get out there, make new friends, and enjoy your trip. So, well, big opportunity for Stephen Pell to try and get on the board here, but Joshua Ingram, he's going to be after this with weight, backhand. Well, he's well under here. And not going to change anything, so he's going to be down at least 3 here. Let's see what Stephen Pell can do with his last bowl. Got about 4 feet of room to count here. Which hand will he play? So, okay, it's backhand. You see there, Stephen. Very deliberate delivery. Nice and smooth. Stays down. Hasn't quite pushed this one. Needs to hurry. Well, it's a bit of a let off for Joshua.
So let's see what the count is. We believe it'll be 3.
So where does this mat go? Does he do anything different? Because Joshua's definitely had a high effective rate on the longer ends. Will Steve try something new here just to throw his opponent off a little bit? And he sure has. He's brought the mat right up.
Short.
Almost to the bare minimum. I reckon he's only got about a yard or 4 feet to work with here with his jack roll. That jack needs to hurry. Well,
That'll be okay.
Touch and go.
Interesting. They're not going to call for it.
Yeah, it looks to be just in by a couple of feet. It's a very short length. This to be all of 23 metres, I believe. And Stephen Pell trying to strangle back the momentum as he stomps his foot into the ground, knowing he's quick here. But guess what? There's a jack on the end of it. Well, not quite. But that's okay. First bowl in behind, it's fine. Ben Twist leading 6-4 after 6 ends.
He's down 6-4.
Sorry, yeah, down 6-4 and holding at least one on the head. Spoke about before, Bobby Watt, he's been around. He's been a decent player for many years. He'll be up for the challenge. But 9-0, well, you don't see that very often, well and truly into a game of bowls where someone's, hasn't managed to get on the board. But Chloe Stewart, I think you may have said it yesterday, Val, a bit of a bucket list item for her, this title.
She's been desperate to win it. She will strive for nothing less. Tough side of the draw for her should she get through, because she'll take on Kayla McBean Curtin should she win, but then after that, Heyman or Smith. So it's tough, but Chloe Stewart has the pedigree to go on and do it.
So the Pell, Stephen Pell on the forehand. About 20 inches of room here. He's played this very well. That'll do. One shot to the Pell. So Joshua Ingram pretty much played every bowl this match on this side of the rink. No issue with his line. He just needs that perfect weight here. Can he respond to being one down? Not quite. Just hanging off that one. Chloe Morrison's final delivery coming down, looking to get on the board here. It is 1 to Chloe Morrison. So she's on the board there, 9-1. Stephen Pell, forehand. He's played it well. That's great shooting. That's 2 shots. And he has the tee, so most bases covered here without knowing Josh's game at all. Don't know whether he's got that big shot. But for most players here in this level, you'd like to think they'd be looking to get rid of those 2 front bowls.
Yeah, sort of maybe hit the one at 11 or 10 o'clock, ricochet onto that one, knock them all away, and then you're in a good spot.
Yeah, you definitely can potentially get all 3 if the angles are right. But I think being 2 down, look to be aggressive. And the key to being aggressive is what works for you. Quite often see in team games, when someone says, oh, you got to drive that ball off the green, well, or swing it off, you can still pick what weight feels comfortable for you. Don't try and achieve something that's out of your own expectations. So if it's 10 or 15 or 20 feet of weight here for Joshua, because that's what he prefers, he's got to go away and sign off on that and play it. So a lot of thought going into this shot. He knows doesn't want to drop 2 here, and it's all square after 6 ends.
Yeah, after going 5 zip up after 4. But that's what I said for Stephen Pell. The fact that he had only dropped the 1 multiple and it was only 5-0 after 4.
So a big moment in this match. From 5-0 up to 5-3 to potentially 5-all here. Joshua Ingram, the rookie from New South Wales, the former pro golfer.
What's he got? He hasn't gone for the weighted shot, Baz.
Controlled weight, looking to sit and stay, dislodge both bowls.
So close, Josh Ingram. God, did he get it?
He's cut it back to 1.
It was very close.
Yeah, he played really good controlled shot. Just didn't want the jack movement in the end, because as you see where his bowl is, where it stayed, is where the jack was. But he played it well.
Nonetheless, Stephen Pell gets back-to-back ends, and it's 5-4. It's a very interesting contest so far.
One shot in it, 3 ends to go. See Emma Boyd walking around the background there. Does a great job here at Club Tweed.
Sure does.
Carrying Wayne Turley. Can't be easy.
Of course, Chloe Stewart was formerly in that role.
Yeah.
Here at Club Tweed.
Bit of an A-team, really.
Yeah.
When you look at the work they put into these events here at Club Tweed.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant. Emma, a star on the green as well as off it.
Sure is. Great player.
Club Tweed have their pennant final this week against Broadbeach, I believe, at Robina. Or Premier League. There's something going on at Robina.
Yeah, there's it's definitely that time of year, Val.
Yep.
Pennant finals happening this weekend and the following weekend.
So Broadbeach up against Club Tweed. So will you be heading over, Baz?
We've
Or
got
are you playing?
our Division 1 finals are the following weekend, but our other divisions are this weekend. But there's quality games going on everywhere, mate. We tried something new this year, which I really enjoyed. Double headers, 2 games on a Saturday, 9 till lunchtime. Stop for lunch, and then play an afternoon game. 6-week season, can't go wrong. Can't go wrong. It's a full day of bowls, pretty common for anyone that loves the game of bowls, from 9 till 5.
Yep.
And to be able to play 2 games of pennant one day is awesome. Short season. Great initiative.
Josh Ingram, that's a good start. Generally, when he's found it with that first bowl, he's been able to dictate things and finds it with the second.
Yeah, Stephen Pell's got a nice shot on here. On the forehand. Look to arrive. turn his own bowl over. He's just pushed it a bit high. Just felt with that delivery, got a little bit, I guess I'd say separated. A little bit loose on that one, Stephen. Probably looked to overplay it a fraction. So important not to step too early and separate the swing and the step. Try and keep it compact as possible. Looking good here, Josh Ingram. Doesn't want to fill that gap though. Well, he's made a big target of it now. Stephen Pell, he'll be right into this. We've seen him attack already today a couple of times. Well, that set is over now. Chloe Stewart coming out on top.
It's a big result for her. 9-2.
Corey Wedlock leads 9-5, playing the last end there against Sean Maudsley. So playing the last end. Corey 4 up.
Ben Twist was down 5-1 against Bob Watt and has come back and he leads at 9-6 with an end to go.
Colleen Orr, all the way from Darwin. 7-4 up, playing the last. Stephen Pell missing under. A very difficult weight to play on this surface.
So chance now for Josh Ingram to try and get that lead back to a substantial margin. Led at 5-0. Is to try and get it back out to a 4-shot lead as we get a good look at that Foster Sharks logo.
Yeah, good advertising.
It's a happy-looking shark.
It is. It's good advertising for Foster.
So just eaten.
Get down to the local beach. Swim with the sharks.
I'm good.
Beautiful part of the world. My grandma used to live there many years ago. Used to love visiting that in Foster.
I've heard it's a great part of the world.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Don't intend on swimming with any sharks. That's not on my bucket list.
You walk the bridge of a morning, watch the sun rise.
Josh Ingram needs to be careful. He is
anywhere between pretty much Coffs Harbour and Sydney. Can't go wrong. Beautiful part of the world. But Foster and Tuncurry separated by the beautiful bridge and river. Great part of the world. Beautiful bowling club too. Foster Bowling Club. So Josh Ingram, the rookie. Wonder if that's his nickname.
like Karen Murphy's husband, Rookie.
Be interesting to know if he's got a bit of a fan base back home. Joshy Ingram, being a former pro golf, we'd like to think he's had a bit of support around him over the years with his golfing history and now transitioning into bowls.
He's gone back to this long length as well.
Well, he's looking to finish off here.
Yep.
Can't go wrong with a back bowl when you're playing ditch-ditch. That is a great start.
If he can score a 2 here, sets over. He has been unflappable.
Yeah, this is the most important bowl, I think, of the end here for Stephen Pell is this first one. Needs to get the shot straight away. Try and pick up a multiple. Don't want to be chasing a number on the last end. So it's a decent start. That will do for shot. Well, it's close, but
has fallen out too.
Decent start up. Looking good again here. Josh Ingram. If he gets chalk, that's huge. Not quite, but wow, that's a great shot. Plenty of love from the crowd there.
Yeah. It's great to see.
A few people in this morning. Coffee in one hand. enjoying the action. Nice viewing platform up the back of the green too with those elevated stairs. This one needs to stay on from Stephen Pell. Must stay on. Yeah, that's handy. Good intent there just to sit the bowl or trail the jack, but knew that he must stay on the green here. So one it is. And Steve Pell, well, he's heading for the exit door down the staircase. Just taking a breather, just getting a moment to himself. Assessing the situation. That's good shooting over ditch to ditch there from Josh. Corey Wedlock wins the first set. It's been a quality match.
Has been.
Sean Maudsley really pushing Corey Wedlock there. Every time I looked over, Sean didn't have many far away. As Stephen Pell has to change this head up.
Oh, that's unlucky. He didn't want any touch on that bowl to spill the jack out, because that could have made it the couple that Josh Ingram needs. He needs to add in a second one and try and force the issue for Stephen Pell here. He was going to walk back. Now he's going to come back and have a look.
Yeah, well, he's holding set as it sits. So Stephen Pell I think he needs to blast this head with his last. He needs to try and kill the end. If he kills the end and dislodges a few of those bowls from Josh's, he should win the respot. Tough shot trying to trail the jack out of there. Ben Twist picks up the first set. Huey, the man they call Huey or John.
Why Huey?
I'm not across the
reasoning
reasons why, but it's probably most nicknames, isn't it?
Yeah. Drawn set between Aaron Swatridge and Paula Wood. We get another one.
There's always some form of backstory, in-house joke. It's great. A lot of good nicknames out there. So Ben Twist and Brianna Smith, power couple from St John's Park. Imagine if they both made the final. That would be headlines.
Would be quite unbelievable, especially if they both won. But their quarterfinals will be tough if they both get there, or Brianna has. But Ben Twist, if he gets through and Corey Wedlock gets through, that's who he'll be facing. And it doesn't get much easier for Brianna because she's got to face Dawn Heyman.
Stephen Pell, it's pretty much sort of last roll of the dice kind of stuff here. Sit the bowl clean for one.
Close. Stephen Pell.
He can afford to drop a one. Needs to get second. I think he's achieved that.
I think he had it anyway. Our marker only had one up.
So one it is. Still in the hunt. Corey Wedlock.
8-4. Josh Ingram. Nothing but a full count will stop him winning this first set now.
Corey Wedlock holding 2 or 3 next door. Sean Maudsley, hats off to him. From what I've seen, he's played really good bowls too. And Chloe Morrison, well, after losing the first set, she's looking to respond against Chloe Stewart. So we've got quality players right across all these rinks. You mentioned that drawn first set there, Val, between Paula Wood and Aaron Swatridge. Well, Paula Wood looking to win the Australian indoor singles, create history.
Mother and son. Would be unbelievable if that was the case.
Paula Wood, former Victorian representative, playing many games for Victoria. Clayton Bowls Club.
Clayton becoming an absolute juggernaut.
Yeah, been a premier club in Victoria for many years is Clayton. And that's getting off. That'll be kicking off soon, the Premier Division down there in Victoria in October. That'll come around quick, couple of months away. Deer Parkland defend their title. So Joshua Ingram, well, no one's quite nailed at this end, but unfortunately for Stephen Pell, chasing a 4, having that front bowl.
Yeah, that doesn't help him at all.
So far away, isn't going to help the cause. Yeah, not quite on is Stephen Pell today. Saw a bit of his game yesterday against Ray Pearce. He was rock solid. I think it needs to be maybe a fresh start for Steve. Maybe to say, well, what worked and what didn't in this first set. Maybe try something new, whether it be a length or a hand. Here we go. Forehand again for Stephen Pell. Try and get some pride out of this here.
Yep. Might not win the set, but if he can win the end, give himself some sort of momentum, kind of like what Tristan Smallacombe did yesterday. That's a great bowl and a nice little bit of sportsmanship there from Josh Ingram, who I think will realise that the set's over.
You can afford to play a little practice shot here. Backhand, crack an egg, or forehand, try and peel the shot bowl off. Couple of options here for Joshua. He's looking just to trail the jack or sit that shot bowl. He's going to miss high, so Stephen Pell will have last bowl.
Try and get some sort of respectability into the score. If it's 8-6, you take that because Josh has been the form bowler of the set, that's for sure.
Yeah, grab a bit of momentum out of that.
Yeah. Chloe Morrison leads Chloe Stewart in the second set, 3-0, after losing the first 9-2. And she did win the last 2 ends of that first set, so she's bounced back really well. She's won 4 ends on the bounce. Colleen Orr took the first set over Nicole Went. Colleen looking for a quarterfinal berth. Final bowl of this opening stanza. It won't go the way of Stephen Pell. But can he give himself some momentum?
Yeah, no jack. Oh, he's done all right there.
So won't get the 2, just be 1. So 8-5 the first set. It goes the way of the bowler that's only been doing it for 12 months, Josh Ingram. And he's got 1 foot in the quarterfinals of the Australian Indoor Championships. Quite unbelievable. And it could be Ali Forsyth, or it will be Ali Forsyth in the quarterfinals for the winner of these 2. Oh, hang on, sorry. No, that will be right. There was something else that was wrong down there. The markers just had something wrong and the scorers had something wrong. So plenty to get excited about in this match. Josh Ingram, can he do it? Can he finish it off? So, of course, tonight, next Club Map webinar, how to get the most out of BowlsLink and your BowlsLink's account. Bowls Australia and Club Map providing these webinars 7:30 p.m. and 9 o'clock Australian Eastern Standard Time. So do the maths wherever you are in the country. But it's also how to run events, how to affect the finances of your club and run the finances of your club. It's so important that you're across BowlsLink. It's unified now across the entire country. It is a wonderful, wonderful thing for the sport. Jess Alvaro and Aaron Delaporte doing an amazing job in just making it go from strength to strength. New updates have been included just this month, and it is absolutely sensational. So head to bowls.com.au for more and scan that QR code.
Well said, Val. Plenty of great initiatives out there in the sport of bowls, and next time you're looking to improve something at your club, whether it be some kind of membership drive, tournament you're trying to run or anything, great resources out there, either locally through your states or Bowls Australia, so make the most of it. Working on trying to provide solutions for many components to the sport, and that is one of them. BowlsLink, well, it's revolutionised bowls. Being able to click a couple of buttons and see results firsthand now, it's unreal. Great shot from Stephen Pell. 2 bowls inside a couple of inches of the jack. That's what it's all about. And what kind of weight will we see here from Josh Ingram? Backhand arriving. It's very, very soft weight. Just arriving. He's still 2 down. Got a couple of catches though.
If he can split those 2 bowls away, he'll be pretty happy with that. Stephen Pell just asking the marker for some assistance and where things sit at the head. Corey Wedlock and Sean Maudsley 2 apiece. Chloe Stewart is hit back against Chloe Morrison. So you can see there on the right-hand side of your screen. Of course, end-by-end updates at the Bowls Now app or results.bowlslink.com.au. Stephen Pell. Goes around the back.
Yeah, had to, Val. Had to protect. Yep. And that's the best side to do it. It's most likely to head over that side if there is contact. You can't predict everything, but you've got to look at things in terms of percentages.
So, Josh Ingram, big bowl at the start of the second set. He'll want to pick up where he left off. 8-5 in the opener. It's pretty clinical a lot of the time.
He's gone much quicker. Needs to hold.
Don't know if it will. It's going to dip. So this is a good start to the second stanza because he's got one more in the can.
Yeah, only probably 11 inches to count here, Stephen Pell, but this is where you grab the positives out of how those 2 shots got there. Think of how they felt out of the hand. Think about how the release felt, the technique. Try and refresh your mind on how those 2 bowls got there. Grab the positives out of that. Try and go again. sometimes we can look at this and a negative can creep in. I don't want to spring it, or I don't want to do X, Y, Z. But ideally, just stay positive about it. And you can do that. Brilliant bowling, Stephen Pell. 3 bowls right on top of the jack.
That is magnificent. And all of a sudden, it's a 3-0 buffer to start the second. We said that winning the end, despite needing a full count, he was never going to get it in that final exchange in the first set. But he won the end. It's just given him that little bit more belief. He had a really good exchange there, and now 3-0 to the good. Leads for the first time at any stage.
Yeah, just watching him here with the mat positioning and jack positioning. Both players quite friendly towards one another. It's great to see. You got Joshua clapping his last bowl of Stephen Pell's and then handing him his bowl. Great sportsmanship from both players out there, enjoying the opportunity to play big-time bowls at one of the most prestigious events and clubs in Australia.
Chloe Morrison breaks down to a 6-2 buffer in the second set against Chloe Stewart. Sean Maudsley and Corey Wedlock locked in an intense battle.
Just one of the really fun, good initiatives I love about the Golden Nugget too, Val. Just thinking about Tweed Heads is if you make the semi-finals, you get invited back next year.
It's great.
What about the finalist of this event? The 2 finalists get invited back next year, not necessarily the winner.
Oh, yeah, that's interesting. You'll have to speak to tournament director about that. Andrew Howie and Paul Hodgkin.
No, I've just thrown it out there.
I don't mind it.
You come all the way from qualifying. You maybe win 7 or 8 games to qualify. Then you make the final.
Yeah, I don't mind it.
Do you get a little well done? A little extra incentive to make the final. You get a little invite back.
I don't mind that idea at all. I think that definitely works, and there's the incentive to really push on and get another crack at it next year.
Just missing under Josh Ingram. It's a decent effort though. He's only a foot short, I would have thought. See who's got shot here. So it is 1 to Josh. Stephen Pell, his back one's only about 2 feet away. Not much correction required here. Just nail that line again. Needs to sit. That should do it. Good shooting, Stephen Pell. He's hit that line again and corrected a weight.
He's lifted in the second set. Josh has to go with him.
Needs some connection, Josh Ingram. So I've just noticed one little thing happening with Josh. He's definitely just quickened up a fraction. You could see definitely the first 3 or 4 ends of this match, very slow, very deliberate. You can just see he's a little bit quicker with his approach and a little bit
making him nervous.
Quicker on the mat. He's given that hat a bit of a workout and moving about the rink. He's sort of done that most of the day, but I mentioned the word composure a lot yesterday, especially with Erin Swatridge. I felt that she looked and could see she was quite composed out on the rink throughout the game. And it's important now that Josh, as he sees himself 3-0 down and 1 down on the head, just stays composed and keeps reflecting on positive performance and positive outcomes he's created today and yesterday. Sometimes our mind can wander a little bit, but it's just trying to consistently reflect on positive outcomes and positive moments throughout your tournament so far, as we see Stephen Pell. Well, what's that? That's 6 of his last 8 deliveries, all over the jack. Really picking up his rhythm here.
So this is really interesting. He needs to get something here, Josh Ingram. The bowl of Stephen Pell has flopped over at the front there. So the man from Austral.
I just saw him having a bit of a laugh there. I'm not sure who he's communicating with. Maybe Steve might have yelled something out from the bank, but it's good to see him staying relaxed. I think for me it's backhand. Turn his wing bowl twice for shot, working off it. Just use any extra help you can get. Hasn't quite found it with his his 3 previous deliveries on the forehand, but ultimately the shot needs to be made up well and truly before you approach the mat. And then you're going to sell it to yourself and get out there and get it done. So backhand. Yes, it is. Backhand, just a solid draw, looking to work off your wing bowl. But no, it's a weighted shot at a single bowl target here. Very low percentage shot. Yeah.
So now things start to get a little bit nervy for him.
Yeah, I felt he had to definitely draw there.
1, 2, is it 3? And it is the 2, so 5-0. Well, the same thing happened in the first set for Josh Ingram. Went up 5-0, but the problem was that was after 4 ends, not 2.
Yeah, interesting shot selection there from Josh, but you're going to see that a little bit in early days. But what I did like, he was quite deliberate about it all. He knew what he was trying to do. Didn't quite get the result, but there wasn't much indecision there once he left the head. It was really good, direct decision making. So that's what you want to see as we look around the other rinks. Some big games going on. No one's really getting it their own way. When you look at Chloe Stewart, she now locked in a battle, 6-4 down. Corey Wedlock, 3-all.
Sure, Maudsley playing brilliantly down there.
Twist and Watt, not much in it. Went and Orr. So some great games going on. This is moving day.
Sure is.
You want to try and get to the quarters or semis. That's usually the first objective, your first goal to make a quarter final, and then go from there.
Josh Ingram wants this to pull up. He's not found it with his first bowls this set, has he?
No, and it has always been on his backhand. He's either been just slightly under or slightly over. We haven't seen him play really any forehand deliveries in this direction at all. And sometimes it could be the hidden ingredient just to be able to switch hands, get a fresh feel. As we've seen Stephen Pell, well, that's what he's done. We saw first set, everything was forehand this direction. He switched and found it. Sometimes it's just that little, I wouldn't say gamble, but that's just that little change up can refresh things.
So 2 behind now for Josh Ingram. And this set doesn't want to let it get away from him because Stephen Pell has remained engaged.
Yeah, Stephen Pell, he needs to keep scoring to get away with this set, but doesn't want to build a target here. Does not want to sit in something next to the shot bowl. Well, he's got 2.
So 3 to Chloe Stewart puts her in front against Chloe Morrison. That's after 6 ends. So she's up 9-2 and 7-6. And here, Stephen Pell showed his experience. But I think that the positive for Josh Ingram is this set may get away from him. He's a set to the good. He's got a tiebreaker to come. He's just got to look at it that way.
Yeah, I think he's probably, especially in his early days of his career, he's probably just got to still focus on all the basics.
Yeah.
Stay connected to the basics with his routine and don't worry about outcomes and don't worry about scoreboards. Stephen Pell in a perfect world here. He counts and just covers those two wing bowls or back bowls of Josh's. But he has done well. He's got one out the side there in case Josh does elect to play some form of weight to spring the jack out. But all in all, he is actually 2 down and could potentially be 7-0 down after 4 ends. So the likelihood of drawing the shot isn't great, but maybe he just needs to settle with drawing something close and getting second as a consolation.
So Josh Ingram, to try and get himself on the board, can he make the ultimate correction?
So he took much more time on that one. Needs connection. Oh, he's going to be still 2 down here.
So another 2 to Stephen Pell. And he races out to a 7-0 lead in this second stanza. This is exactly what the doctor ordered for him.
Stephen Pell, Matt in the same position. He's locked in now. Really concentrated roll of that jack. So important to get things on your terms. Good jack roll. So I've just spotted a little bit of support for Josh in the crowd. Maybe a family member. A couple of ladies sitting on the chair there, just adjacent to the rink, cheering him on. So good to see. And Stephen Pell, well, he does it again. So that was just over 2 seconds quicker than his previous delivery. Joshua Ingram. And as you get quicker on the mat and start to rush your technique a little bit, quite often you may be a little bit heavy with your delivery. Just a few deep breaths here required from Josh. Needs to just settle back into his routine. Very slow and deliberate the first set. He's down to 6 seconds now from the time he puts the ball in his hand to release. And he's been out to just on 9 seconds at times throughout the game. So routine. So that one's at 6 seconds, just over 6 seconds as well. So no mucking around at all from Joshua Ingram at the moment on the mat. He is playing as quick as he's ever played at the moment. And quite often the result is that he is heavy. He's just fiddling around with his delivery at the back of the rink there. Looking over at his friends and or family in the crowd. So it's a big moment for Josh. Got a lot going on. Only been playing 12 months, big event, live stream. Just needs to slow down, stay engaged, stay connected to the game here. Switching to the backhand. He needs a shot here soon just to get some kind of Well, he's played it well. Has he stuck with it? I think he has.
It needs to fall.
That should be enough, though. Yes, it is.
That's something. Just to get himself on the board, get back to within 6. Chloe Stewart leads 8-6 now against Chloe Morrison. That's after 7. Corey Wedlock, 5-3 to the good against Sean Maudsley.
So Stephen Pell, just in a little bit of indecision here. I think it's more about weight control here. Doesn't want to spring the jack into a position where he could potentially drop another shot. I think it's just a kind little 4 to 6 feet trail here. Sit the bowl. Enough weight that he can get his front bowl onto the jack. Just let the bowl do the work here. Point it on its way. Doesn't need to force it too much. He's close here. Stephen Pell. It's a big shot here. Can he get bowl jack? He sure can. Stephen Pell.
Unbelievable.
What a bowl. Absolute class from Stephen Pell. That weight control was phenomenal. He couldn't play it much quicker. Wouldn't get back in time. He needed to let the bowl do all the work there from 1 down to 3 up. Dead weight. Classy shot here. Looking for bowl only. He said, no, I want the bowl and the jack. And makes 3 out of it and really shuts down that head. Joshua Ingram has a tough shot on now. He has to somehow trail that jack out of there. Stephen Pell, he'll be walking 10 foot tall after that shot. They are the shots that really do gain your confidence, make you grow, give you more self-belief. But from backhand to forehand, what has Joshua Ingram, the rookie from New South Wales, got?
He needs this.
Can he reply and stay in this second set? Forehand arriving on a good line. He's not far away from this, Val.
So close. He needs this confidence booster. Josh Ingram, what have you got?
Missing high, perfect weight.
So it's going to be, is this another 3? Stephen Pell has lifted his intensity to the maximum. And it's 10-0 after 4. 5 ends on the bounce now.
That's as good as it gets. Look at this here. Perfect weight, just to sit and stay.
Sensational.
And he did it on the length he wanted, and he's putting the mat in the same spot every time now, rolling the jack to the same position. He's really focusing on his rhythm. Stephen Pell, 10-0 up after going down in the first set. Joshua Ingram, he's not out of this set. 6, well, we got 5 ends to play, but it has to start now. Needs to get on the board. Got some other games going on here. Getting right into the business end of these second sets. You see Aaron Swatridge drew the first set. Now 4-all. Dropping 1 there. So, yeah, Stephen Pell, 2 foot short, right on line. Chloe Stewart next door finds herself leading 8-6 with 7 ends played, playing the 8th end, holding 1. Chloe Morrison, well, she can sit that bowl of Chloe Stewart's. She could make it multiple. Nice correction from Stephen Pell. Well, he's really got back into this game through changing hands with his opening bowls here, Stephen Pell. Wasn't quite nailing it on the forehand this direction. Switched hands. And I did say at the start of this match, every rink's got its own little characteristics. Sometimes you need to be willing to give up maybe a hand you dominated on a previous game on a different rink and try something new. Chloe Stewart picking up one there, so she'll be 3 out playing the last of her match against Chloe Morrison. Stephen Pell from Foster, Central Coast, New South Wales. In the area here, little promotion. Just nudging it too far, but he has it surrounded now. Josh Ingram needs another one in there. Yeah, took his time on that one, no doubt. Big bowl required here from Joshua Ingram. He's just going to be under here, though. Not quite. Stephen Pell doesn't need to do anything too silly here. One down's all right, soak up an end, but doesn't want to go playing a weighted shot, promoting that front one of Josh Ingram's.
This has been a mighty turnaround.
Sure has. Quality performance, really.
You know, from being 8-5 down and losing that opening set, that final end, he managed to get the momentum. He'd only won 2 ends of the first 8. And now he's won 5 in a row.
Definitely scratching his head at times, wasn't he, Val?
Yeah, because Josh had all the answers.
Oh, Erin Swatridge drew the first set. Finds herself 1 down. 2 ends to play.
Paula Wood flying over there. What has Stephen Pell got? He's on his haunches. He doesn't mind it. Surely he couldn't find something again, could he? Surely not.
What an effort.
Great effort. So 1 to Josh Ingram. He will get on the board. Can he put in a second and try and keep this set going?
Well, it's all over next door. Chloe Stewart. She's 3 out playing the last end of the second set. And has one right on it. Unfortunately, Chloe Morrison, a couple of bowls, 6-7 foot short. So, impossible to pick up a 4. But quality performer is Chloe Morrison. She really fought hard this second set. But Chloe Stewart's on her way to try and tick that bucket list item. And that is to win the Australian Indoor Singles at her home club. Okay, bowl's on its way. Looking for a multiple here is Josh Ingram. Needs to be careful. Doesn't want to kick this jack back too far.
It's okay, is it?
Yep.
I think still 2. Or is it still 1? It's the 1, so no harm done. He is on the board in the second set. He needed that. He can get the length back. 10-1 after 5, so still a chance. If you can get a full count, might make Stephen Pell just sweat a little bit.
So taking his time. Nice composed there. Long length. So trying to go T to T here is Josh. It's not quite going to work here, though, with his first attempt. Well short.
Corey Wedlock is through. Defeats Sean Maudsley. So he's into the quarterfinals where he could be up against Ben Twist. Twisty took the first set, edged through 9-8 over Bob Watt, but Bob Watt leading by 1. And now this change of length has sort of thrown both off. Chloe Stewart and Chloe Morrison are shaking hands. Chloe Stewart into the quarterfinals to take on Kayla McBean-Curtin.
Yeah, keep an eye on Stewie. Chloe Stewart, another former Victorian.
Yep.
Been up here quite a long time now.
You all leave us. Sun chasers you are.
Great player. Recently winning the state singles. So her singles form is there. And she knows this deck pretty well.
To beat Chloe Morrison in straight sets here, that's a very, very, very good win.
Yeah, high scoring really. 19-8. So Josh Ingram just hasn't been able to maintain the level he produced in the first set here.
Just needs to focus on the basics here. This set might get away from him, as you said before, Baz. But just focus on what he needs to do, because the odds are he's going to have a tiebreaker to deal with.
So Stephen Pell on the forehand. Not a bad shot here. Just needs to clear the front one. He's done well, the Pell. Drawing the shot with that one. So if he scores here, that'd be 6 ends down. And a margin of 10. Josh Ingram, well, he can trail the jack for 2 here. Give it a chance. If you're bowl tight, you can sit the shot bowl. Good release. Out on a nice line. He's not far away here. Asking it to stop. Needs to pull up. Not quite. So Stephen Pell can draw another here. He'll take a 12-1 lead.
With 3 ends to play. And that means that it's almost going to go to a tiebreak. We're probably going to finish this set 2 ends early. The way it's going. He is just finding his way through this is Stephen Pell, and it's been so impressive what he's been able to accomplish in this set. There's a reason why he beat Ray Pearce yesterday.
Oh, he's on a great line again, the Pell. Needs to just work down now. Stephen Pell. Is he there? He sure is. 2 shots, 12-1. Exhibition stuff here.
What a turnaround. He won 3 ends in that opening set.
I'm happy to be wrong, Val, but did Stephen Pell win the second set against Ray Pearce yesterday? Fight back?
He did.
There you go.
He got belted in the first as well. So this is how he's been finding his way through. So 12-1. Just any... So what is it, 11? So to stop this, well, to keep this set going, Josh Ingram needs a 3 on this end.
It's a big ask, the way the Pell's been playing.
And he's not scored a 3 in this match. He's gone 1-1, 2-2, 1-1 in all of his scores.
Absolute spring in his step at the moment. Stephen Pell, the way he's playing. Confidence sky high. Big moment happening over on ring 6. Paula Wood. Last bowl.
So I think she's down 1, but up 2 on the board.
She can trail that jack and make 2. Make it very difficult for Erin.
Erin Swatridge has one more to come. The lady who knocked out Samantha Atkinson. The winner of that will play the winner of Colleen Orr and Nicole Went. Nicole up 6-1 in the second set.
Paula Wood, bowls on its way. Big moment in that game. It's definitely reaching. She needs the jack. Doesn't want to promote Erin's short bowl. Well, she's wicked off the front and hung around for shot, I believe.
Might still be one down.
Was in good areas. So Erin Swatridge, the way it's set up, could potentially be down game here. I think she is.
She may only be one down, though. I think she might still hold.
Either way, she's still down game. 6-4 on the card.
So 3 here for Josh Ingram. It's the only thing that will save him.
We'll keep you up to date with that big moment happening over there on ring 6. Paula Wood.
Ben Twist has just netted a 3 from 5-3 down. He leads 6-5 going into the final end now over Bob Watt. So Bob Watt needs a 2 to force that to a tiebreak. Stephen Pell is just under. So Erin Swatridge trying to save game. She's high. And Paula Wood is going through to the quarterfinals. The Victorian overcomes the youngster from St. John's Park. And Colleen Orr or Nicole Wait.
So Stephen Pell. One down the card, on the head here. 12-1 up, second set. Bobby Watt trailing the jack for 1. So he needs a 2 here to win the second set, keep the game alive. Has last bowl, so he's holding 1 already with his first. Some cracking matches coming our way this afternoon too. Big King Henry. Stephen Pell, well, you need to be careful here. Gee, playing that promotion weight, seeing that a lot. Quite often players looking to play a weighted shot and forgetting that that weight may promote that bowl into the head for a counter.
So it's only 1, which is enough for Stephen Pell to end this set now and take it to a tiebreak. So...
yeah, I can't see a way for...
that first bowl being short hurts.
Joshua to pick up a 3.
I think it's just more of a case now of Josh following the, just biting the bullet, taking this, getting rid of the set, sort of like what tennis players do in a 4th set if they're getting smashed. Just lose it, get on with it, focus on the 5th, and Josh might just focus on the tiebreak here. He'll give Stephen the mat, or they will toss the coin.
Yeah, toss for a tie break.
So this might actually be a really important toss for Josh to win to try and get his length back. So will be one.
And that's it.
So 12-2.
We're off to a tie break.
We end at 2 ends early. We're off to the breaker. We'll get the coin toss.
Overall score 17-10.
Down 8-5 in the first. So, flip of the coin. If I'm Josh, I'm taking the mat. And that's what he's got. So he needs to dictate this length. Does he go for the long ones that were helping him early?
I think he has to. I think he has to try and grab all the goodness out of this game and take it with him into this tiebreak. Just taking his time, grabbing a drink of water. So is Stephen Pell. Just refueling before we start this tiebreak. Very keen to know what jack length that the young man's going to roll here. Early days, it was always Matt right back, which he's doing again. Will it be long or short? So it is going to be long. So Bobby Watt, Benny Twist, locked in a really tough battle over there at the moment. Ben Twist leading 6-5 in the second set after winning the first. Looks to be one down on the head.
So this is a good start from Stephen Pell. Gets it just past Jack High. Nicole Went has forced a tie break as well against Colleen Orr. Nicole, very good player in her own right from Victoria. Colleen's a star. Australian Champion of Champions winner in 2017.
Yeah, we've seen that probably just too often now from Josh. Pulling up short in this direction on that forehand. Might be enough just to get in Stephen Pell's eye. But Stephen has played this forehand exceptionally well on many occasions. As you can see there, out on a nice line. Working its way back lovely. Well, that'll do for two. No one's quite nailed it, but still, Stephen Pell does have the upper hand here, holding two.
If Josh Ingram can just get on the board first in this tiebreak, it might make Stephen Pell think about it. You've got 3 ends to throw everything at this.
So Bobby Watt as well, a couple of rinks over. Needs to draw within about 18 inches here to...
He's holding one, so...
win the set. Joshua Ingram, well... great intent there to give his bowl a chance, but just missing a bowl high. He finds himself 2 down.
Just got that little picture-in-picture there. You can see what's happening. And believe Ben Twist is through. They will draw that second set. 6 also, another drawn set. That's the second of the session.
We've had one every session, haven't we?
We're averaging more than one now.
Stephen Pell, well, it's been, as I mentioned before, really an exhibition the last half an hour.
So this has got to be, he's holding 3 now. That would almost spell curtains for Josh Ingram. He's got to go for something here. He needs something special.
So the front 2 bowls, what they force you to do is try and play exact line, and you go to play on a high side. Unfortunately, Josh didn't get back. Whereas in actual fact, the backhand is an open draw. There's nothing in your way or nothing stopping you from drawing the shot on the backhand. But it's in Josh's head now that he's played all his bowls on the forehand. He's trying to back himself to play that exact bowl. Let's see how he goes. It's on its way, ladies and gentlemen. First half looks good. He's turned his back on it. I don't know why he's turning his back on it. I literally don't know why.
It's coming. It's doing its utmost to get there. Oh, it's still going to be a couple.
It's going to be at least two, but I don't know why he turned his back on it. Maybe he just felt he was a bit quick in terms of trying to dead draw it, but so he's cut one out. Not a bad result. It's interesting, Val. It's one of those heads again where if Stephen Pell did switch to the backhand here and trail the jack down the line a foot, he can actually make four. But he's going to persist here, stick to what he knows on the forehand. Can he trail it on the forehand? Well, I felt he rushed that shot a bit, Stephen. Sort of. No, he hasn't, has he? He hasn't. He couldn't have.
Oh, no. That could be.
He definitely did rush that bowl. He was storming back to the mat then.
Has he given away the shot? This could be catastrophic.
He's taken one out. He hasn't.
If he's cut it down
up for second,
it might still be two. They're going to measure.
Well, the adrenaline's up. You're thinking, great, I'm in this tiebreaker. It's first hand. I'm holding two. I'll spring my way back to the mat here. And just the adrenaline was up. The blood was pumping, and he's rushed into that last one a little bit. Wow.
It is still two.
Stephen Pell let off there.
But more importantly, since the first set, now he won 3 ends in that first set. 2 of those were singles. But every other end that he has won in the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, in the 7 ends that he's won other than those 2 singles, they've all been multiples.
Yeah, when he's got it, he's really found it. He's got that rhythm going. Stephen Pell.
So if he can do what he's done twice or 3 times before in this match and score a 3, this one will be over. Josh Ingram needs to find something. Nicole went with a barnstorming run in this tiebreak. She scored a 2 in the first end as well. Next match scheduled to start at 12 o'clock, which is in 24 minutes. That's Dawn Heyman and Brianna Smith for us in what is going to be a brilliant quarterfinal. One more session after that at 2 p.m.
Okay. Big end this one. Stephen Pell, 2-0 up. All the momentum, winning the second set. Much of his performance has come down to switching hands. Stephen Pell, since switching to this backhand, this direction, his effective rate's gone through the roof. Just really looks super confident on this backhand. Just needs to negotiate Joshua's front one. Well, that's okay. It's a good shot. May have got shot out of that, if not, very close. But it's not always about getting shot. It's about just building heads, getting close bowls. He's done well here. Will it pull up in time? So Josh Ingram, his front bowl. Well, Stephen Pell, I think he's swapping hands here. Well, there you go. Hasn't hardly played a bowl on the forehand pretty much in the last 40 minutes on this forehand.
Is an ideal scenario for Stephen Pell. If he does drop one this end, that gives him last bowl And the final end of the breaker, I know you don't want to drop ends, but
I just don't know why he swapped hands there, Val. He's basically had this backhand on a string the last 40 minutes.
pressure can
That
make you
bowl,
do funny things.
Yeah, that bowl for me up there at 2 o'clock really isn't in his way. Not in terms of just trying to build the head. This might leave gaps open for Joshua Ingram.
Josh Ingram, he's so close, doesn't want to promote.
I just, for the life of me, not quite sure what Stephen Pell was doing, switching to the forehand.
1 to Josh Ingram. He's got final bowl.
Anyway.
He can net a 2. It would be something remarkable. This has been...
Just the speed. You can see Stephen, he's working his way back to that mat quite quickly.
They both have started to work a lot quicker.
He was moving much slower early in the game with Stephen Pell. Both players were. Just got to settle down. Just keep everything to your own rhythm here. Compose yourself. Forehand draw. 18 inches to 2 feet of room for shot here. If he can turn his front one up. Well, Stephen Pell, he's going to finish high here. Just 2 hands are completely different here, and he's found that out.
All right, so now Josh Ingram with an opportunity. Can he get rid of that front bowl of Stephen Pell and maybe make a 4, Barry Lester?
Absolutely. You know, you can see him just thinking about all that.
Do you risk it for the biscuit?
There are some negatives, I guess. Any jack movement, you know, you find yourself 2 or 3 down at the back. But if he manages to come up here, promote his bowl on the line, and if he's tight, he can sit the nearest bowl of Stephen Pell's, and like you say, make a 4. Can't quite see. The mark is just in the way, but it is one shot here. One shot to Joshua Ingram, but Stephen Pell has just found out or reminded himself that both hands are completely different. He has had that backhand on a string and then gone and changed to the forehand and played 2 loose deliveries. So Joshua Ingram, opportunity here to make a multiple. Either sit Stephen Pell's bowl out of the head for 4 or promote his bowl on the line. Just needs to be careful. Jack movement back is no good. He's quick and wide.
So that...
He's got away with it there
that
a bit,
hurts.
Stephen Pell.
That hurts, but 1 to Josh Ingram. Well, Stephen wanted it. The mark is saying 1 to Josh. Umpire's been called. Colleen Orr has scored a 3. Wow, so she leads 3-2 with an end to play in the tiebreak. Who are you favouring here, Barry?
Yeah, definitely just the one to Josh Ingram.
So this could be 1 to Josh Ingram, which would get him on the board. Problem is, for him, with a 1, he trails and doesn't have last bowl. So Stephen Pell will know exactly what he's got to do with the final delivery of this tiebreak. But we'll wait with bated breath to see exactly what this result is. Stephen Pell has got 1 foot in the quarterfinals, 1 toe. Josh Ingram pulling him back, and it's 1 red.
You're kidding me.
It's 3-zip.
Well, there you go.
So Josh Ingram with it all to do, a full count will win it for him. A 3 will send it to an extra end.
Stephen Pell playing aggressive draw shots on that forehand indicated to me that he was trying to turn his bowl up because he was 1 down. And there you go. He had 1 shot the whole time.
The marker was even full, said that it was 1 to Josh. And did that fool Josh? Because he was very convincing with his paddles. Probably should have indicated a measure, because it fooled me too. But, oh well. Colleen Orr holds 1 on the next rink over. So she leads 3-2, Colleen, and here's Stephen Pell. Would love dearly to get on the jack. He's been absolutely immovable since the end of that opening set. He won that final end of the opener, and that just gave him all the momentum that he needed. Josh Ingram. Been bowling for 12 months. It's making its way. Can he get some jack movement?
He's played it well. It's a great opener.
That's a good start. That's what he wanted.
Yeah, just something nice and close. Bit of jack movement never hurt anyone, especially a toucher. You just never know.
So Colleen Orr on the next rink over, or a few rinks over. She's holding 1, about to try and put in a second here in the final end of the tie break. Leads at 3-2. Nicole Went. She'll look to tie things up and send it to an extra end or win it herself. It's going to be very hard for her to get a 2.
Looks quick. Needs to pull up. Well, she's done well, Colleen Orr. That's 2.
Stephen Pell has, speaking of done well.
Yeah, really liked his composure there, Stephen Pell. Took a lot more time. You can see he's just like, you know what, I'll just settle myself into this shot.
So final bowl about to come on the rink 4 between Wenton or Josh Ingram. Needs something special.
Yeah, I like this.
It's coming.
Get his bowl back into a good home. Chase the minimum. Don't need to chase the maximum. 4 is arguably impossible. Just try and work on getting that 3, and it starts with getting bowls past Jack.
Nicole Went. It's coming down. Is she going to sit the shot bowl? She's not. And Colleen Orr will score a 2 and take the tie break 5-2 from 2-0 down. The Northern Territory product is into the quarterfinals, and she will take on Paula Wood for a spot in the final 4.
I like that from Stephen Pell. I think the deeper the better. Makes Josh Ingram play perfect weight here. He's going to look to trail this jack down the line for 2.
Josh Ingram. The first half of this match started so swimmingly for him.
He's close here. He's very close here, Val.
Josh Ingram, what have you got? Wants it to move the jack. Has he got it? He's pushed it back. There's a chance. Is it 2? It is 1.
He's giving himself a chance, though. The way that head's set up now, if he gets a hold of his last bowl and then springs the jack out to the side, he can make 3. Stephen Pell now, his job is just to eliminate that from happening. Doesn't necessarily need shot because he doesn't want to go chasing the shot and finish narrow and crash on the front. He needs to be, if anything, high and past.
Just has to defend.
And we've seen it time and time again on this hand. Seems to be just a little bit flatter out there, a little bit quicker. Needs to just really work on his timing on this one. Just let the bowl do the work down here on this backhand. We see a lot of heavy bowls on this backhand.
Stephen Pell's in behind it. He can do no more after this.
And he's just witnessing what we've been speaking about for a couple of days now, Val. Heavy. I could have put a lot of money on that. He was going to be heavy and wide. It's just the way that hand's playing.
Well, now he knows what he's got to do here, Josh Ingram, to send this to an extra end. A 4, pretty difficult to achieve. Don't think it is possible. But a 3 is well and truly there.
So here's the program.
How much is riding on the last 12 months of bowls that he's played to get to this position?
Needs to come down, backhand, bat probably 6 feet away, sit his nearest bowl and push Stephen Pell's bowl out and stay for 3. Come down there. If Jack moves a little, he can't afford the Jack to move too far, but I think 6 feet of weight is the desired weight. Halve that shot bowl.
And that's, I think, what he's saying there. He's just surveying every single scenario. That chewing gum is getting an absolute workout.
He can nearly make 4, Val. If he gets half the shot bowl or half of his own, kick that Stephen Pell bowl out and then move the Jack about 18 inches to 2 feet.
That would be shot of the year if he achieved it.
Oh, it doesn't have to do much different to what he just played.
Here we go. Josh Ingram.
Backhand, 6 feet of weight. Needs to hit his own bowl. Well, the weight's really good. I love that speed.
How is he looking?
He's still looking at it. He's missing under.
Coming. It's not going to get there. He will score 1, but it'll be an inconsequential one because Stephen Pell, after a superb fight back, is through to the quarterfinals where he's going to face Ali Forsyth. That was something special. A great comeback. And he will be absolutely thrilled. He knocked off Ray Pearce. And again, for the second match in a row, he's come back from a set down and taken the victory. A nice embrace between the two. But Barry Lester, we're going to wrap up very quickly because we've got our next match between Dawn Heyman and Brianna Smith to kick off in about 10 to 12 minutes' time. Very much looking forward to that. Thank you, Baz.
Thanks, mate. Enjoyed that. Well done to Josh. Keep going. Keep persisting away and look out. Stephen Pell, if he can play like he did in that second set moving forward, he's a man to watch.
He certainly is. Val Febo and Barry Lester signing off. We'll be back shortly with Dawn Heyman and Brianna Smith at Club Tweed for the Australian Indoor Championships.